Recipes for technical trading success in Cook's Kitchen.
Welcome to the $200 Club. What's that, you ask? Well, I run a portfolio here at Zacks called Taser Trader. TA for technical analysis, plus the Zacks rank, ZR. Now, Zacks rank is my fundamental indicator that just narrows down where the earnings momentum is, and then I look at the charts to find the hot stocks that I like. I've got 4 that you want to buy on the dips here. Let's take a look. First up, Align Technology. These are the guys who make the clear dental aligners, the alternative to braces, so to speak. And we were buyers after another strong earnings report, gapped up here, and I said this stock, you know, the type of earnings beat and guidance they delivered and the international growth, I said this stock is not going back below 120. We bought it at 133. Here we are. It's just moving along. Made new highs yesterday, this week above 176. So we continue to own Align and believe it's going to $200. In fact, I bought it at 133 for my healthcare innovators portfolio, and then I added it to Taser below 150 just because of this phenomenal growth. The story is that internationally, they're just going to continue to do about 30% growth for the clear braces. All right, next up is the Alibaba. We bought this, we bought this a long time ago. We bought this for Taser down under 100, or around $100 and around 105 a couple times. Took some profits on the way up. And then what was this big gap up here, you ask, on huge volume? That's when Jack Ma, before he came and did his U.S. tour, he said, hey, we're going to do 45 to 49% revenue growth. And, you know, it was sort of a state change, I call it. Like Wall Street had to wake up and go, whoa, Alibaba really is the Amazon of China, and they really are doing everything just like Amazon for China, and they are going to have that kind of revenue growth for the next few years. So at the time I told my folks, I said, listen, we want to be buyers. If this thing dips down to 135, buy again if you don't own already. And look what happened. It barely dipped below 135. And here we are flirting with 160. This is a stock you want to buy around 150 if you can. They report next week on the 17th of August, I believe. Okay, next up. My third stock in the $200 Club is Lam Research, LRCX. Lots to like here. You know, it's been one of the stronger semiconductors. We picked it up, you know, in the 120s. Actually, we bought it one time at 115. Then, you know, we've traded it from the 120s all the way up into the 150s. And we've missed the spikes up to 170 to be able to sell. But I'm holding on. And, you know, trading 150, I think you want to be a buyer here. And so Lam is one of your arms dealers for chip makers. They make the semiconductor equipment, just like Applied Materials, which I also own. And so they're in such a strong cycle. I mean, it's like the cycle here it's almost beyond a cycle because it's just secular drivers, you know, building out the cloud, mobile, autonomous cars, you know, artificial intelligence applications. So the chips are just on fire. But they do have one big risk right now with North Korea, and that's that Samsung in South Korea is such a big user of semi equipment, and so if some conflict were to happen there, and you know things went south for South Korea and Samsung, then that wouldn't be so great for the arms dealers like Lam Research. But right now, buy it at 150. It'll go to 200. By the way, I should say that my $200 Club view is not that this is going to happen in 6 months, but before the bull market ends. So that could be 6 months to 2 years. So that's why you want to buy the dips and be a long-term holder of these stocks. Number 4 in the $200 Club, Facebook. I've owned it for a long time, and we just continue to like it. Whoops! I advanced to my next chart, which I didn't want to show you yet. You know, nice big consolidation here, May, June, and then the rip ahead of earnings because, you know, a lot of smart investors like me understand the Facebook business, and that was going to be a significant beat, just everything working in their favor. If you don't understand how Facebook makes money, It's all about the advertising revenue and what they're able to do with the platform to help small and medium-sized businesses get ads in front of the right audiences and get an ROI, a return on investment that's quantifiable. I mean, I've talked to hundreds of small business owners in the past 9 months who are getting very positive ROI, like 3 times their ad spend they're getting in return business from their customers, because the way Facebook allows you to target and control your budget, and then also get analytics to find out what's working when you're going out to this 2 billion audience. So Facebook will continue to kill it. Ad revenues last year were 26.8 billion. They're going to be 38 billion this year, almost 40% growth. That's going to slow down, but Facebook is doing other stuff. I've talked about it before in my articles, in my podcast. They hired the engineer from DARPA, Regina Dugan, who went to work for Google for a while in their secret projects lab. Now she's at Facebook's secret projects lab, and they're up to stuff. Could be augmented reality. Who knows? In my last podcast, I talked about how Apple is really the leader there because they're grounded in the software, hardware, potentially smart glasses, and untethered smart glasses. So a lot of exciting stuff there. Find my podcast on that. All right, so Facebook, continue to own it, love it. Hey, you could look for a pullback here. I mean, you don't have to run out and buy it at 168. See how far this correction, this mini correction we're in, takes us. And if you get something down here towards the 50-day, I think there's going to be plenty of buyers, 160, 165, and that's where you want to jump in. Speaking of the mini correction we're having, let me show you a little trade we just did yesterday and today. We bought UVXY, the 2 times levered VIX ETF. We bought it down here at 31 and are selling today at 39, just to capitalize on the spike in volatility. A little bit of fear, profit taking. We shot up to new highs, then the North Korea fire and fury, and so it was time for bigger players to take some profits. I did not want to take profits on my 4 members of the $200 club, so I created a little hedge with UVXY, and you can learn to do the same. Join me in Taser. I'm Kevin Cook. Thanks for watching.